It's the Orioles on Masson on another hot and sticky night downtown. It's the Orioles and the Oakland Athletics. Tonight it's the finale of the 4-game holdover series. And hi, everyone. I'm Jim Hunter. The Orioles have a chance tonight to complete a 4-game sweep, which is tough to do. They haven't done that since last year, June 30th through July the 3rd. They swept the 4-game series from Texas, and it's not going to be easy tonight as they face the ace of the Athletics team, Sonny Gray. So that means Chris Tillman goes to the mound, and he has to give the Orioles a chance and match Gray. Now, Tillman is coming off a rough outing on the last road trip. In Seattle, he went 2 1/3 innings, allowed 5 runs on 8 hits, did not walk a batter, and struck out 2. And that was so uncharacteristic. Prior to that, his previous 6 starts, he went 3-0 with a 1.09 ERA, but then he sprained his ankle. July 29th against Atlanta, went 12 days in between starts, and then last week in Seattle, he got roughed up and knocked out in the 3rd inning. So Mike Bordick, obviously, Chris Tillman's looking for a bounce-back start. It's a very big start for him because it's a very big start for the Orioles.
Well, absolutely. The Orioles are playing some of the best baseball we've seen this summer, and it'd be nice to see Chris Tillman get back on that nice roll he had back in July. Now, this has been kind of an up-and-down season for Chris Tillman. Obviously, a very slow start to the year. Had some good starts, but too many bad starts in between. So a big learning experience year for Chris Tillman, even though he's an experienced guy now at the major league level and has had a huge amount of success. This year kind of set him back a little bit. So he had to do some adjusting, not only to his delivery, where you see him now pitching from the middle of the rubber, but also his pitch selection. He's changed over to a little two-seamer, a little sinker that he's thrown recently. He's getting better command of it. His ground ball rate in the month of July was the highest it's ever been in his career. He usually averages around 40%, 54% ground ball rate. So he's able to work the ball down and then use that good four-seam fastball to the top of the zone where he's going to get out his strikeout pitches. He's also changed his grip on his changeup. It's more of a four-seam grip, and it's going to look like his four-seam fastball and entice more soft contact, hitters reaching out in front. So Tillman's getting his pitches down, has made his adjustments mechanically on the mound. I think his last start was just because he hadn't pitched in so long, missed 12 days with the ankle sprain, and of course took a line drive off his tricep. So even though he never comes up with excuses, I think there were some effects from that.
Yeah, and we'll never know whether the ankle bothered him. He said it didn't, and it could be just a situation of he made bad pitches in bad spots. He gave up 2 home runs in that game. 4 of the 5 runs came in on those homers.
Well, absolutely. And, you know, another thing, going back to that month of July, he hadn't given up a home run. He didn't give up a home run in 6 straight starts. So, yeah, bad pitch selection or bad choices up in the zone. Couple long balls. He's got to drive the ball downhill. Good movement on that two-seamer. Keep this ace off balance, and he's going to have a successful night.
All right, so the Orioles are back in the race. They are in the wild card, 4 back in the division. It's the finale against Oakland. Lineups and first pitch are next. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. And by your local Mercedes dealership. It is a hot, sticky night in downtown Baltimore. Here's our BGE home game time temperature, 87 degrees, but the humidity makes it a tad uncomfortable now at 52%. BGE Home is Baltimore's home team for heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Why would you call anyone else? So the Athletics are looking to win a game on this road trip. They're 0-6. Tonight's the finale before they head home. Fold, Canna, and Reddick with Valencia in the cleanup spot. Vogt will bat fifth, and Butler, Davis, Simeon, and Sogard. Simeon has been tearing it up last 10 games at a 4.12 clip.
And let's take a look at Chris Tillman's pitch arsenal this season. That fastball, 66%. As we talked about, good four-seamer, but the two-seamer has been developed and coming along strong. Breaking ball, he has the big over-the-top 12-6 curve and the straight change 13% of the time for Tillman. 21 starts this year, 8 wins, 4.66 earned run average. That has come down quite a bit over the last month and a half. 82 punch-outs, 42 walks for Tillman, holding opponents to a 266 batting average. See the fly ball percentage at 55%, the ground ball percentage 45%, which has come up nicely over the last month and a half.
So the Orioles are looking to keep the heat on both the Blue Jays and the Yankees in the division. The Yankees are home tonight. They have Minnesota. So the Yankees have the lead in the division by a half game over Toronto. Buck Showalter's club playing very, very good baseball. They have won 14 of their last 21 games to get back in this race. So here we go. Here's Sam Fold, the left-handed batting center fielder tonight. And Tillman will miss outside, 1-0.
Yeah, the Baltimore Orioles playing some really good baseball right now. The confidence level high, but they're not getting too full of themselves. Very humble group. All they want to do is win. It does not matter if it's by 10 runs, 15 runs, or 1 run. Just get a W, and they've been successful here on this homestand.
And the 2-0, there's a strike. And it looked like Fold was taken all the way. We have one umpire change for the finale tonight. Larry Vanover, the crew chief, who was to do the plate tonight. He's not here, so Brian Knight has the plate. The other 3 umpires the same as the other 3 games as Fold fouls it back.
You'll see Tillman driving that ball down at the bottom of the zone, primarily with that two-seam fastball. If he's in a bind and needs a ground ball, you'll see that late movement. On occasion, it's not a running movement. It is more of a sinker ball type action.
Yeah, the 2-2 is just inside ball 3. And as usual, we've seen it in the series here, in the series in Oakland. These Athletics hitters, they don't mind taking pitches.
Well, they are a patient group. They see more pitches on average than almost any team in baseball.
There's a bouncer towards the hole. Scope to his left will spin, and he gets folded first for the out. So Tillman bounces back from 2-0 and 1 away.
And take a look at the Orioles defense. Urrutia getting his second consecutive start in left field. Jones and Parra join him in the outfield. Hardy and Scope up the middle. Machado and Davis on the corners, and Caleb Joseph behind the plate.
So here is Mark Canha, who had his 7-game hitting streak halted yesterday. The Athletics did have 9 base hits, but held to just 2 runs as Wei Chen got the win. And so the Orioles scored 18 runs. Kind of amazing. The Orioles now have 3 games in which they've scored 18 runs or more. They also had a 19-run game as Tillman misses outside, 1-0.
It really is amazing. This Orioles offense can explode, as we've seen. They'd like to have 1 or 2 big innings in a ball game. Yesterday, that monster 5th.
Tillman now 8-7 on the year. He did not lose a game from June the 4th through July the 29th. Over 10 starts, he went 6-0 in that span. But the last one was the Braves game, as we told you about, and that was the game in which he tweaked his ankle. Breaking ball over the head of Canha. Well, 2 balls and a strike on the left fielder tonight. He has played first base prior in this series. It's going to be a long night for the Athletics. They fly home after the game. So a 3,000-mile flight awaits. And a pop-up. Scope right where he had him played. And 2 quick outs here in the first inning. Our American Standard Who's Hot and Who's Not. Celebrate the season with the American Standard All-Star event. Visit MidAtlanticComfort.com for amazing rebate and financing opportunities.
Now the Orioles are hot, red hot. 3 consecutive wins here on this homestand. 18 runs, 26 hits in yesterday's win over the A's. Oakland A's not so hot. 6 straight losses on this road trip, only averaging 3 runs per game, and that earned run average 7.81, which is pretty shocking to manager Bob Melvin. They've a very consistent rotation and bullpen all year long, and pretty much top 3 as far as earned run average goes in the league for most of the year.
Strike 1 to Josh Reddick, who did not play yesterday. Tillman has dominated the AL West in his career. He is 14-3 against the American League West Division, and that's over 26 starts. So a very nice sampling there. This is up and away for ball 2. This is only his 5th career start against Oakland. He is 1-0 against the Athletics. Both Tillman and Wei-Yin Chen for Dave Wallace love pitching against the West Division. Slice down the left field line, that fades foul. Count evens 2-2 on Reddick.
Look at Chen. Kevin Gausman will be the starter in tomorrow's game when the Mets come into town.
Man, that's going to be a fun game to watch. Yeah. Kevin Gausman against Jacob deGrom. 2-2, 2 outs, none on. And a high fly ball to center field. Adam Jones was shallow, backs up a couple of steps, and he will put it away. So that's what Tillman needed. A real strong start. Oakland goes 3 up and 3 down. We head to the bottom of the first. Here come the O's. Homestand. School is starting very shortly, I'm told. I don't know exactly when, but I know it's coming up. Let's get a look at the O's starting lineup, brought to you by Southwest. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Machado, Parra, and Adam Jones. How about a .538 average, 3 home runs, 7 RBIs in this series. Davis, Scope, and Clevenger DHing again with Hardy, Urrutia, and Joseph.
And let's take a look at Sonny Gray's pitch arsenal this season. The fastball 65% of the time, works in the low to mid 90s. As a couple breaking balls, the slider has come up big for him this year. Last year primarily curveball, but working them both. See that slider drop like crazy. You might think it's a split finger at times. See that 2.06 earned run average, lowest in the game, holding opponents down to just a 198 batting average. This guy is a workhorse. Last year, well up over 200 innings. This year, already 161 innings thrown.
Manny takes ball 1. He is 5 for 15 in this series.
See Manny, most total bases. He's on the list. What a year behind Nelson Cruz, Donaldson, and Mike Trout. Manny with 237. Of course, a monster offensive year. And I think more importantly, it's been a consistent year for Manny. Great at bats, driving the ball all over the field.
Sogard gets Machado and one away.
Take a look at the Athletics defense this evening. Kana, Fold, and Reddick in the A's outfield. Simeon and Sogard up the middle. Valencia and Davis on the corners, and Vogt behind the plate. This Athletics defense has had problems all year long. Yesterday, I believe they made an error, but there was some sloppy play, miscommunication. Gave the Orioles all kinds of extra opportunities, and the Orioles bats took advantage of it.
Yeah, Bob Melvin could not have been happy with the defensive play, in particular the outfield defense yesterday. That contributed to the 18 runs and 26 hits. Parra, first ball swing, sweeps it to second. And Sogard back-to-back ground balls and 2 men out. Let's get a look at our Jeep inside the numbers, and let's go inside the series.
Yeah, well, the season series, obviously the Orioles dominating in every category. And unfortunately, the A's, their pitching has let them down. That's 7.26 earned run average, and they actually have given up the fewest amount of home runs in baseball. Well, the Orioles 13 home runs against the A's. Of course, Chris Davis with 5 against the Athletics this year, leading the way. Adam Jones 3. So the Baltimore Orioles just flat out outplaying the Oakland A's.
Here's Adam Jones, who had himself a day yesterday. As Adam had 3 base hits, including a couple of home runs. Second time this year he has had a multi-home run game. And Gray goes right at him and a called strike. Adam now with a 3-game hitting streak. 7 for 13 in that streak. 3 home runs and 7 RBIs. Sonny Gray is a tough customer as Adam fouls it back. Adam Jones flexed those muscles yesterday. He sure did.
He sure did. 2 multi-home run games this season. Jones sent one out to Darren O'Day in the Orioles bullpen, and he has been on fire. I'll tell you what, it gives everybody a good feeling when Chris Davis and Adam Jones are heating up together.
Gray is ahead 0-2. And this is outside. Sonny Gray, 25 years old in his 3rd season. Another product of that tremendous program at Vanderbilt University. Swept towards third. There's Valencia in between hop. And he will gun it across to get Jones. And just like Chris Tillman, Sonny Gray has a 3-up, 3-down inning. We'll head to the second at Camden Yards. No score. Media night event that'll be tomorrow before the O's take on the Mets. You can enjoy a Q&A session with O's closer Zach Britton and MLB.com and Orioles.com writer Brittany Giroli. Plus you get a game ticket light fare and an exclusive t-shirt. Tickets start as low as $30. Now space is running out, so don't miss your chance. Get online, Orioles.com/BirdlandSocial, and you get all the information. There is Mr. Britton, who is very engaging. He always enjoys talking to the fans.
He's talking to himself right now.
Michael
just likes talking.
Come on, Zach, leave me alone. It's second inning. Here's Danny Valencia against Tillman. 15 pitches to get 3 outs in the first for Chris. First ball swinging Valencia, and he got a lot of it. Parra's going to look up, and that ball's going to go. That is into the bleachers. Valencia with a home run on the first pitch, and Oakland grabs a 1-0 lead.
Valencia, the good power. You let him get his arms extended, and he's going to do some damage. He got on that first pitch offering.
He hits his 11th home run.
Look, trying to cut it away. It just stays up. That's the only problem. If it's down in the zone, it's really tough to get to. Just stays elevated enough to square it up, and that ball is hammered to deep right field.
4th home run for Valencia since he joined the Athletics. And here's Stephen Vogt. He'll take a fastball at the knees. Vogt did not play in yesterday's game. You see 3 for 9 in the series. He is having a tough time. 9 for his last 61. So for Vogt, that is a 148 clip over 19 games.
Well, had a great first half. Made the All-Star team. 14 home runs, but has slowed down since.
Fights it off to stay alive. See the shift on. There's Jonathan Scope in shallow right field, and J.J. Hardy on the second base side, and yet again Adam Jones and Parra very shallow. Urrutia is straight away and left. He's the new guy. He doesn't want one to get over his head. Well, the breaking ball misses outside. Chris has not had early on here the feel for that pitch. He keeps missing up and away, and the one when Marcano was up went over his head.
Right. It'd be nice for him to lock in to that breaking ball. It can really get in hitters' heads, and if he's showing that he can throw it consistently for strikes, then he can start bouncing it and get some chases with that pitch, and it can lock some hitters up as well, because it is a big curveball.
Orioles are trying to complete the 4-game sweep, which is so tough to do. It's hard to sweep series anyway. And another foul ball back. But to sweep a 4-game series is very difficult. You have to have so much go your way. And of course, it has been hard fought. 2 walk-off wins. Yesterday's game is a fluke, but that happens.
Yeah, come from behind walk-off wins, which I think is huge for the Orioles.
Line to center field. Jones was shallow and makes the running catch. So Adam, who is very confident going back on balls, able to get that ball before it falls in for a base hit.
Oh, nice running play there by Adam Jones. You'd better get a good jump on these tough line drives. Adam Jones does. Plays center field much like a shortstop. Gets his feet moving early. Look at the head position. Great concentration. He isn't lazy on that ball. He's going down to get it and making sure it goes into the glove. Nice play right there. Very fundamentally sound. And typically Adam Jones and Wayne Kirby exchanging a few words after any kind of play or out is made.
Well, it took 7 pitches, but Vogt retired. And here's Billy Butler. Butler, like Vogt, in an extended slump. In his last 23 games, he has just 13 hits and batting at a 178 clip.
It's been a very tough year for Billy Butler. Brought over to kind of bolster this offense. He's been a great designated hitter in his career. They locked him up for 3 years, about $30 million, and we were hoping to get a little bit more than the 9 home runs.
And that's down and in. And once again, Mike Bordick's favorite socks, the fake stirrups.
Actually, when they first came out, I got to believe that the A's were one of the first teams to come out with those. I thought it was the greatest invention in the world.
You didn't have to make sure everything looked good. And
exactly.
Just paint them on.
It's time consuming putting on 2 sanitary socks and then the stirrups over that.
Yeah, I feel for you. It's like getting ready for a broadcast.
Right.
You know, I don't just show up looking like this. It takes some work.
I hear you.
Adam Jones has on the black team socks tonight. Adam, you never know. He's got all kinds of different coordinations. And the 3-2 is fouled back. So for a second consecutive hitter, Tillman will throw a 7th pitch.
To the Nissan pitch track, that last pitch pretty much just saying, here you go. I don't want to waste any more time. Right down the middle. Be nice if he could throw a quality strike. We get Butler.
And Butler fouls it off. He'll stay alive. The Athletics go home for a series with the Dodgers. And another reason why they are so anxious to get a win here tonight. They face Clayton Kershaw tomorrow night. Another 3-2 pitch swung on and missed. He got him. So Tillman, as Mike just alluded to, went right at him, and Butler swings through it.
He was aggressive, but finishes him off with a little 2-seamer. Look at the Nissan pitch track. The nice movement down in the bottom of the zone. He's got the 2-seam grip. Not the traditional 4-seamer that we're used to Tillman throwing. Gets late movement, and by Butler for the second out.
First strikeout for Tillman. Here's Zach Davis getting a start at first base tonight. Rob Melvin may be rewarding him for giving him an inning on the mound yesterday.
You wonder how his arm's feeling today. Playing, so it must be okay.
And the changeup is low, 1-1. Well, the Mets are here tomorrow. Ike Davis is a former first-round pick of the Mets. It was back in 2008 out of Arizona State. And in 2012, it looked like he was on his way to being a star. He hit 32 home runs that year and drove in 90. Of course, he has a baseball pedigree. His dad, Ron Davis, was a very good relief pitcher. And in 1979, out of the bullpen, won 14 games for the Yankees. Won 14-2 that year. Tillman falls behind him 3-1. But the Mets gave up on Davis last year, traded him to Pittsburgh, and then the Pirates this past winter sold his contract to the Athletics. And a high fastball. There's a 2-out walk. St. Louis fans never miss a game update, behind the scenes moments, or exclusive contests. Just follow @MASSANOrioles on Twitter for all of the latest Orioles buzz. Again, that's @MASSANOrioles on Twitter. Mr. Jones is active on Twitter. Mr. Bordick is not.
I don't know. You know, Adam loves the social media. He's getting out there, talking to everybody.
Well, here's Simeon, who's been a hot hitter, and Tillman misses outside, becoming a high pitch count inning for Chris.
Do something to offset Simeon a little bit, try to get him off balance. Good numbers against the Orioles this year, having a great series.
Again, missing outside. Now Joseph's going to go out and talk to him.
Just falling a little awkwardly there, pulled that fastball. Been really good about controlling his body recently. A lot of times just overthrowing, falling off the mound. Too aggressive with your body. That front shoulder flies open. You lose the fastball. Making a lot of mistakes up in the zone early this year. Always has much more control over that delivery. It's falling square to Caleb Joseph.
Well, Simeon guessing fastball, but he was late and fouled it off. Simeon is 15 for his last 38. That is a .395 clip for the young shortstop. He was back home in the Bay Area, played at Cal Berkeley, and then was drafted by the White Sox in 2011. This ball's hit to right field, chasing Parra back, but Gerardo has a play. And he's got it, so Tillman works out of it. No further damage. A's get a run on the Valencia home run mid-second. 1-0 Oakland. Of Aberdeen has won $500 for being selected and will win $500 more for every Orioles home run hit tonight. You can play baseball buck scratch-offs and win up to $50,000 or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Visit mdlottery.com/baseball. So maybe Justin will have some good luck tonight, being from Cal Ripken's hometown.
Yeah.
Sonny Gray needed 8 pitches for a 3-up, 3-down first. He now has a 1-0 lead. And here is Chris Davis, who is scorching hot. Second in the American League with those 34 home runs and leads the American League with 89 RBIs. Fastball's too tight, 1-0.
Chris Davis on a nice little roll right now. Doing things that nobody in the game has done. That stretch after the All-Star break.
This one slicing foul. Well, you talk about a tear since the All-Star break, Mike. Here are the numbers. Most home runs first 28 games following the All-Star break. Would you pass Frank Robinson on any list? You're off to a good start.
You sure are. Chris Davis with the 15 home runs. Of course, Frank Robinson back in '66 had 13 at this point after the All-Star break. He went on to win the MVP that year.
And Chris also 37 RBIs since the All-Star break, and he now has 19 multi-RBI games. And yesterday the Orioles scored 18 runs. He had 1 RBI. Swung on and missed, so 2-2.
Well, what I like about all of his production is the fact that it's not just home runs. When he's picking up his base hits, he's going the other way. The batting average, .407, 5 home runs, 13 RBI in the 6 games against Oakland this season. It's nice to see him locking in, taking what is given him.
And he gets Davis on the swing and a miss. So there's his first strikeout. And 1 away.
So Sonny Gray has a 2-seam fastball, a 4-seamer, and also a cut fastball. Doesn't use it much. Tough situations he will. Right there, buries it down and in to Davis. See the lowest earned run average this season? Sonny Gray, 2.06. Casimir, Keuchel, Price, Santiago on that list. Sonny Gray has been dominant all year long.
Our Express Stat by Express Care, a LifeBridge health partner. For locations, visit whywaitintheer.com. Jonathan Scope takes ball 1. And foul back, so 1-1 the count. Jonathan's got a 3-game hitting streak working. He is 5 for 13 in the streak. The numbers that Sonny Gray is putting up, they almost look like, nah, there's no way. I mean, they're that good. I mean, base runners per 9 innings, which is so important for a starter. You know, if you don't get on, you can't score. He's allowing 8.7 base runners per 9 innings. I mean, if you're around 10, you're good, and he's below that, single digits.
That's been pretty impressive. Kurt Young, our pitching coach, been with him since he's been here. Of course, last year was a very good year for Sonny Gray. Had 14 wins with a 3.08 earned run average and 219 innings. So durable. He's not a big guy. He's only 5'11". I think that's really what's most impressive. It's tough for shorter pitchers to create some sort of an angle that will help them.
Well, Schoop goes with it right down the line for a base hit. He is thinking to, but now puts on the brakes. Reddick did a good job of getting there quickly. So Schoop with 2 strikes just stayed with it. And just as he planned it, a ground ball down the first base line.
Well, Jonathan Schoop's been heating up pretty good this month as well. Staying on the little cutter away, probably just off the plate. And that's what you do. Back it up, slap it down the line. Nice piece of hitting by Schoop.
And we'll see if Steve Clevenger has any carryover from yesterday. He had a 4-hit game, a career high for Steve. Playing in his 7th game with the Orioles on the year. And a foul ball, first base side. Steve is 4 for 9 in the series with an RBI. The Orioles yesterday went 12 for 23 with runners in scoring position. And a good take. Gray has had 9 days between starts because of the back spasms. He was supposed to start the finale of the Jays series in Toronto last Thursday night, but he was skipped. Then at a bullpen session here Saturday, felt okay, so he is starting tonight. Strike at the knees, perfectly placed on the outer part of the plate.
We'll see Sonny Gray, his career, his 3rd season. He's made 66 starts. That's his 3rd season. 31 wins, just the 17 losses. Check out that earned run average at 2.65. 5 complete games. You know, just before he missed his last start, going on the DL, 2 out of his last 3 starts were complete games. 1 a 9-inning shutout.
Well, Clevenger down on strikes. 2 Ks in the inning and 2 away for the O's in the 2nd.
Well, this is the money pitch for Sonny Gray this year. The hard slider. Look at the bottom drop out. I mean, great action, 85 miles an hour. And that slider holds its head just about 10 feet in front of the plate, and that's when it decides to go bye-bye, disappear down to the bottom of the zone.
Here's J.J. Hardy, who is due. Batting average now at 226. Schoop at first now with 2 men down. And a fastball taken for a strike. J.J. 1 for 13 in the series, and he is just 2 for his last 30 without an RBI. That's over an 8-game stretch.
Yeah, he's run into a little rough spell. I'll tell you, though, J.J. was coming on strong. I think his body started feeling real good. He looked good at the plate, letting the bat head fly. He was turning on more balls, and then I think he had a little setback out on the West Coast where his body kind of wasn't treating him too well. And that's the one tough thing about this game. If you get banged up or things start hurting, you have to make the constant adjustments with your swing. You might have to start a little sooner if something's hurting, you know, and at times even guess if you know something's bothering you, maybe your back or your hand. You know, instead of you don't trust yourself to wait as long on the ball, so you find yourself guessing. And right now, JJ's just out of a little bit of a rhythm, or some bad luck as well. The night when he lined one off the pitcher's foot, would have been a walk-off win for Hardy in the 9th, but it stuck right on the mound. Didn't go anywhere.
He was given last Wednesday off in Seattle, the finale of the road trip, because the team had Thursday off. Buck Showalter wanted him to have back-to-back nights off. But the bat has not picked up yet on the homestand, and he lays off that pitch. Wouldn't chase, 2-2. The other factor in this is that if Buck Showalter did want to give JJ a little bit more rest, right now his replacement Ryan Flaherty is 0 for his last 34.
Yeah, Ryan's kind of scuffling along as well.
So 2-2 the count. Hardy with a patient at bat. Scope at first with 2 down. And he got him. Another slider that broke down and under the swing. 3 strikeouts in the inning. The Orioles strand Scope at first. Through 2, 1-0 Oakland. The numbers, a closer look at the Orioles season. They have played very well at home, 35 wins, but 25 and 36 on the road. They have hit better at home. They score more runs per game at home. They hit more home runs at home, and they pitch better at home. And that's why you win 35 games.
Well, you're exactly right, and they really need to turn it around. 23 road games left. They have to pick up those numbers. Nice to see the pitching, if they could pick it up a click or two, and if the offense stays consistent on the road. That win total certainly help them in their quest for the postseason.
And Tillman will get ahead of Eric Sogard, the number 9 batter, who is getting a start at second base tonight. Fold on deck, and then Canna against Tillman. Breaking ball misses low. Sogard against Tillman, 5 at bats. He does not have a hit. Slice to left, Urrutia to his right, and Henry gets there and runs it down for the out. A quick out here to begin the Oakland third. Don't miss out on this season's next Ollie's Bargain Night, presented by Ollie's Bargain Outlet. It is tomorrow, as the Red Hot O's will kick off the 2-game Interleague series with the NL East leading Mets. Every Tuesday game, as you know, all the upper reserve seats are just $10. So gather up your family and friends and come on out and enjoy an affordable night of Orioles baseball. For your tickets, Orioles.com. Or call 888-848-BIRD. Nice crowd on hand here for this Monday night. It is a dugout club night, which means a lot of youngsters here, which means it'll be loud if the Orioles get something going.
Yeah.
Ball grounded out to Scope, leading off the game.
It got loud over the weekend here, that's for sure.
One of the fans last year watched the Orioles win 96 games, go to the ALCS. That pitch was very close. Call the ball. Looked like Buck was calling the video room to find out where that pitch was. And foul back, it's 2-2.
Looks like a real good fastball.
Again, Brian Knight, it's his first game in this series. The base umpires tonight, they've been here all 4 games, but I guess Larry Vanover had a vacation beginning today because he's not here, and he was here yesterday. 2-2, and a called strike 3 on the outside corner. And this time it's Fold who's upset.
Now, really nice two-seamer. Bold thing, and it's going to be the four-seamer that stays on the inside corner. Take a look at the Nissan pitch track. That two-seam fastball at 92 is driven to the bottom of the zone and just locks fold up.
Nice presentation by Caleb Joseph. Looked like it had the plate before Caleb caught it. Marcana, and he'll take it in the dirt. Kind of popped up to scope his first at bat. Oakland is at 51 and 68, and they are in rebuild mode. The Athletics with the worst record in the American League. 51 wins the fewest, 68 losses the most. Boston has 65 losses in the AL East. The Athletics with 68 in the West.
It seems like the Athletics are always in rebuilding mode. Seems like when they're on the right on the edge of a couple of players that might be a year or two away from free agency and having solid years, that's when their value's up and they decide they can get more pieces to help stockpile their organization. And that's how the A's have been running it here recently.
And that's a foul off his foot, rolls all the way out to Tillman. Well, and they've been competitive. Bob Melvin's teams.
Well, it seems like they've always found a way to come up with some great pitching. I think offensively they just haven't been able to produce enough to keep up. I mean, there's some powerhouse teams now out on the West Coast in their division.
Towards the hole and a base hit to right field. Scope was shading him up the middle, and Canna hit it past him. So the second base hit and a two-out base runner for the Athletics. Well, they traded one of the best hitters in baseball, Josh Donaldson, to the Blue Jays, but they did get 4 players back. That was a 4-for-1 deal, including Brett Laurie and yesterday's starter Kendall Graveman. But it's tough to consistently give up veteran players who are helping your team at the moment.
Well, didn't they still have control over Donaldson?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, that's one of those situations where, hey, why not run it out and see what you can get out of it.
Here's Josh Reddick, and he'll take upstairs 1-0.
But they've already proven that they're not going to pay the big free agents. I mean, that's just their philosophy. So they have to continue this type of rebuilding almost every year.
And that's why the $30 million they gave Billy Butler, who you just saw there, to come over and DH, that really raised some eyebrows in the industry, because that's not usually what the Athletics do.
I think some ways they feel that they can sign some of these players like a Butler, and if he's having a good year, teams always go to the A's for possible trade candidates, and they take chances and hope that a player like Butler continues to produce. And trust me, if Butler was raking around the All-Star break, he might have been on that trading block.
And Josh Reddick is the type of player you were describing. He can't become a free agent until 2017. So he'll go to arbitration for next year, and that could be a free agent the year after. And did we just have catcher's interference? Reddick is heading to first base.
I guess so. Caleb Joseph reaching out there and take that one away, and Reddick will slap the glove.
Yeah, Jim Henneman just made the call, catcher's interference. That'll be an error on Caleb.
And Reddick trying to keep the bat alive. That pitch away, up and away, and I think Caleb thought he was going to offer at the pitch.
And here's Danny Valencia, who homered his first at bat. Takes inside. See if we can see the bat hit the glove.
Must have just grazed the top.
And Reddick pointed right away, but that doesn't mean he's right.
Right.
So 2 on. Canna goes to second, Reddick at first. Lined right towards Hardy, and he makes the catch and then stumbles down. He may have been blinded just a bit by Canna, who was running by, but JJ stays with it. So Tillman gets out of it. Oakland strands 2. Now at Southwest.com and by Coons.com. When you're talking cars, you're talking Coons. What a beautiful sunset. There's the B&O Railroad Museum right in front of us. It's hot, but that's a nice sunset.
That is a big sun.
Sonny Gray with a 1-0 lead has allowed 1 base runner. Jonathan Scope with a single. Here's Henry Urrutia, who had a nice day yesterday. 2-hit game. And he earns another start. Joseph's on deck, then Machado.
Yeah, Henry, nice defensive play as well, taking away the home run. Left field with long arms reaching up.
What? 1-1 the count on Henry. Sonny Gray averages 7.5 strikeouts per 9 innings. And he walks just about 2. That's a real good ratio. Now, prior to the game, Buck Showalter was talking about the bat that Henry Urrutia uses. He said he's got real long arms, and he's got to have the longest bat on the team. Look how long that bat is.
Yeah, looks like it's about 35 inches or so.
Here's Henry, defected from Cuba and signed with the Orioles. He wears number 51. He idolized Bernie Williams, then of the Yankees, when he was watching baseball whenever he could in Cuba. Bernie from Puerto Rico. High fly ball to center. Easy play for Fold. He was fooled by the pitch, and he's got it for the out. And 1 away here in the 3rd. Gray has retired the first batter in each inning. On Wednesday, all fans at the game against the Mets at 7:05 will receive a Manny Machado, Jonathan Scope Handshake Orioles t-shirt. You can celebrate the young star's signature on-field greeting with this fun addition to your Birdland wardrobe. So get your tickets today. Just go online, Orioles.com, or if you prefer, just call 888-848-BIRD. Caleb Joseph bats, and he'll take outside.
Caleb in the series 4 for 10 with a homer, couple doubles, 4 RBIs, 4 runs. He's been very productive here this month. 11 long balls on the season.
Right field. Back on it is Reddick, and on the warning track he'll make the catch. So he gave it a ride, but not quite far enough. Sonny Gray has allowed just 9 home runs. Mike was talking about the impressive ERA, the 2.06, which leads the American League. His ERA on the road is even better. 1.98 batting average against, that's the best. And his ERA on the road leads the American League. It is 1.64. Here's Machado for his second look at Sonny Gray. And he'll take a strike. Manny grounded out to second, his first at bat. Manny's at a 345 clip in his last 12 games.
Well, one thing that makes Sonny Gray so effective, not the fact that, along with the fact that he can move his fastball, has that nasty slider. Man, curveball is such a short, quick arm. I mean, he'll drop the arm back, and next thing you know, it's gone.
Line, but right at Sogard for the out. So Manny hit it well, but right to the second baseman. We're through 3. The O's down by a run. Numbers. Madison Bumgarner of the Giants, second player in MLB history. His career shutout, struck out 14 and hit a home run. The other was Early Wynn back in May of 1959, and Wynn's home run accounted for the only run of the game. Cleveland Indians are on pace to break the record they set last year, 9 Ks per 9 innings. Last year was 8.88888888. And Manny Machado, Parra, Jones, and Joseph, first time in O's franchise history they had 4 players with 3 hits and 3 RBIs. The last major league team to have a game like that was Kansas City, September 9th, 2004 in Detroit. Angel Baroa, Calvin Pickering, a one-time Orioles prospect, D. Brown, and Alberto Castillo. So the Orioles were really hitting the baseball yesterday.
The Cleveland Indians wish they had some of those bats in their lineup.
Over but low. Tillman now 59 pitches as he begins the 4th inning. Another changeup that misses.
The Orioles once again in their defensive shift against Vogt and Jonathan Schoop back in shallow right field. You'll see other teams incorporate the shift, but none can get as deep as Jonathan Schoop. He has one of the strongest arms in all of baseball, and actually many infields that shift around will send their third baseman out there who has typically a stronger arm. There's Jonathan Schoop out there in a roving position.
4-pitch walk to begin the inning. So the second walk allowed by Tillman, and it's a leadoff walk, the dreaded leadoff walk. Time now for you to tweet your strongest fan photo. Use the hashtag #OsCouchCam, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast. Brought to you by T-Mobile. Perhaps those young ladies are doing that now.
Yeah. Everybody's got their phones out.
I am at the game. What are you doing? Now here is Billy Butler, who is always a double play ball candidate. And missing Lois Tillman. That's 5 in a row out of the strike zone.
Yeah, Billy Butler hasn't had the best series here against the Orioles. He's been thrown out at home. He was thrown out trying to stretch a single into the double by Parra. Into a double play with the bases loaded.
Hardy to Scope. And back to first. Double play. You saw Scope wait. He knew it was Butler running. That is the 21st double play ball that Butler has hit into on the year, and that erases the leadoff walk.
That's what you like to see. We talked about Chris Tillman's ground ball rate being up here recently. Well, hit it to the surest hands in the game. J.J. Hardy, and then on to Scope. He has one of the strongest arms in the game, making it look so easy and clean.
Well, Scope has the strongest arm of the Oriole infielders. And I know that for a fact because he told me that.
Have you talked to Manny?
No.
Well, ask Manny tomorrow and see what he says.
Here's Ike Davis. When they have to make real strong throws, especially in haste, they critique each other on the field.
Oh, yeah. Well, these two have been together for a number of years now, coming up through the minor leagues together, now being able to play at the major league level together.
It's interesting because when Scope was signed out of Curacao, he signed when he was 16. Manny was drafted out of high school, a young high school senior, and Jonathan was in the organization first, and he was the shortstop of the future. That was until Manny showed up. And then Manny was the shortstop of the future, although now he's the third baseman of the present. Weak ground ball to Hardy, and Tillman, after the leadoff walk, gets back-to-back ground balls to get out of it. Mid-fourth, O's come up down by a run. Congratulations to Chris Jones, left-handed pitcher at AAA Norfolk, the International League Pitcher of the Week.
Yeah, he had an outstanding week. 2-0 with a 1.20 earned run average with 7 punch-outs. In the first game, 2 runs in 7 strong innings. He followed that up with 8 shutout innings, and really a fabulous season. 8 wins to lead Norfolk. He's tied for the lead with wins in Norfolk, and leading Norfolk with a 2.85 earned run average in the 26 games. Really backing up. He had a solid year last year, so he's definitely on the radar to potentially help in September.
And Matt Wieters had a good day today. He ran the bases with no problem. Those are going to see how he feels tomorrow. He's showing off on the bench how fast he was out there today. Matt is active, but nursing that sore hamstring. Here's Parra taking ball 1. Yankees are home against Minnesota and lead it 3-1 in the second, but they have lost their starting pitcher Brian Mitchell, who was hit in the face with a line drive, and he had to immediately leave the game. Parra doesn't like the call.
Parra, real good batting eye up there. Buck Showalter's gotten an home plate umpire's ear. Take a look at the Nissan pitch track. It was moving down to the bottom of the zone.
So instead of 2-0, it's 1-1. Ryan Knight, the home plate umpire, calling attention to himself. And that's outside. He certainly had a good series.
Yes, he has. Last 3 games, 600 with a couple home runs, 4 RBI. He started off really well when he first came over with the Orioles and went into a little slide, making the adjustment to the American League. And here taking a little bit of time to let home plate umpire Brian Knight know that he possibly missed on that second strike.
It is a big and floating strike zone early on here. And Parra fouls it off.
Well, I will say this. Now, Parra's been around a little bit. And a lot of veteran hitters, when they're going up against a tough pitcher, particularly a young pitcher like Sonny Gray, he's 25 years old, they try to do things to disrupt his rhythm and timing on the mound. See the Nissan pitch track, Sonny Gray really good at executing, working the perimeter of the plate with all of his pitches.
Weak ground ball towards third. Valencia charges, throws on the run, and just in time to get Parra.
Nice play right there by Danny Valencia. Parra not appreciating that at bat at all. Valencia on the run. A strong throw to get the speedy Parra. Nice stretch there by Ed Davis as well. Waiting to see the ball and then striding to it. Pretty good play there by Davis.
Well, Valencia with a good play on the front end and Davis on the back end. Here's Adam Jones. Adam grounded out to third, his first at bat. One other AL East note. The Blue Jays, after Drew Hutchison beat the Yankees yesterday, they said, thanks, Drew, very much, but you're going back to AAA.
Oh.
He's 12-2 on the year, and he's going back to AAA. Now, one reason might be Adam Jones saw it off towards third. Another tough play for Valencia, and he gets it to first and 2 down. He's 10-1 at home, 2-1 on the road. But in 11 starts on the road, his ERA is 9.00. Blue Jays are about to begin a road trip. So maybe give him a little bit of a break. He goes to AAA. Yep. He has options, so you can use him. But when's the last time you saw a 12-2 pitcher get sent to the minor leagues?
That's tough, but I think the Blue Jays kind of planning things out here as they head into September on a nice little roll, playing some good baseball. Of course, bolstering their team at the All-Star break with Price.
Chris Davis takes low ball 1. Chris struck out his first at bat. Sonny Gray in search of his 13th win. And then Davis swings through it.
Well, Sonny Gray pretty polished at such a young age. He realizes Davis probably looking in there. Why not move it in an inch or two off the plate?
Into the shift. There's Sogard down on a knee, and he can't find the ball. He went down on a knee to make sure it didn't get past him, which it did not, but then he lost it underneath his body.
Athletics defense has been suspect all year, but it isn't easy when you're out at second base and you take the ball from the dirt to the grass. Some second basemen aren't very comfortable with it. And when you take a knee, you get yourself out of your normal fielding position, and there he kind of loses sight of the ball, catches it too deep. His eyes are still out in front. Just maintain that sound fundamental. Fielding the baseball probably makes that play routinely, but different fielding style there, a little too deep and can't find the handle.
See if the O's can take advantage. Here's Scope. Line drive to the gap in right center field. That is down for a base hit. Davis will head to third, playing it back in his fold. So Scope is 2 for 2, and the Orioles have 2 on, first and third, and 2 men down. It looked like that ball had a chance to get to the gap, but Fold did a real good job getting to it.
I agree. Jonathan Scope hammers this fastball, one of the rare mistakes down the middle of the plate, and he stays inside it. Drills it. It's cutting away from Fold, but look at the speed. Takes the deep angle, prevents it from getting to the wall. Chris Davis has to coast into third base. Bobby Dickerson putting the hands up early, seeing Fold get around in front.
And here is Steve Clevenger coming off a 4-hit game yesterday, a chance to get this game even. Now, one thing to watch here, that slider that Gray uses that breaks down, he's thrown 10 wild pitches on the year. Slice foul down the left field line.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, Sonny Gray, real good command, but the slider that he's gone to more frequently than the curveball, he buries it down in the dirt and has that such late hard finish that, yeah, he's come up with 10 wild pitches, and this is one of those situations. You know, Bobby Dickerson's in Chris Davis's ear saying, hey, watch out for the bounce ball.
And a bloop fading down the left side. Valencia over, runs out of room. So twice Clevenger late on swings, and he's behind, no balls and 2 strikes. Davis reached on the error that kept the inning going, and Stope a single. And Clevenger's in a hole, no balls and 2 strikes. High fly ball, right field and deep. Back it goes. It is gone for Clevenger on an 0-2 pitch. And the Orioles grab a 3-1 lead.
On yesterday's blowout win, the Athletics defense let them down. Too many extra opportunities. Well, here with 2 outs. An error by Sogard leads to a 3-run shot by Clevenger.
And $500 more to our Maryland Lottery contestant of the game, Justin Henning. He was late on 2 swings and then gets a pitch he can handle and doesn't miss it, and he hits it out.
Take a look here. I think Clevenger maybe thinking about a slider to the first 2 and then sells out on the inside heater. Not a bad pitch, just a little elevated. Clevenger gets to it nicely. And you wonder, like you mentioned, hey, did he get scared off that slider because the runner at third base? I think so.
That's a strikeout pitch.
Yeah.
So they're all unearned runs, but doesn't matter to the O's. They have the lead. Steve Clevenger really giving the Orioles a boost. Caleb Joseph told us yesterday in the walk-off interview that the team was very upset about getting no hit in Seattle. Then they had to sit around all day Thursday and think about it. When they reported Friday, Clevenger was activated, Urrutia on the taxi squad. Then Urrutia was activated for the game on Saturday. Hardy, a broken back ground ball towards the middle. There's Simeon. Spins it, throws low, and it's off the glove of Mike Davis. That should be another error, and the inning continues.
Simeon's has his problems at shortstop. It's his 31st error of the year. Showing the good range. Nice pirouette. And then the short arm. Not trusting the throw. Kind of guiding it over there. Instead of just showing that. Let that athleticism play through. And Mike Davis can't come up with it at first base.
Well, JJ reaches 2 errors in the inning. Oakland is the worst fielding team in the American League. They now have 98 errors on the year. And here is Henry Urrutia. Flied out to center field his first at bat. Ground ball towards short. There's Simeon. Thinks about second, then goes to first. And retired as Urrutia, and that ends the inning. Costly for the Athletics, the 2 errors. The first one really hurt. And then Steve Clevenger gets in the one. As Clevenger, it's his first home run of the year to put the O's on top. Baseball on Masson is brought to you by the Maryland Fire Chiefs and the Maryland State Firemen's Associations. Email mdfightervolunteer@gmail.com to volunteer with your local fire, rescue, and EMS. And by your local Mazda dealers. Fans on the concourse in between innings. Steve Clevenger DHing tonight. Talking with Scott Coolball. 3-run home run. Orioles are really hitting home runs. It is their 11th home run in this series. First for Clevenger.
That was a great swing by Steve Clevenger. Man, short and quick on the inside pitch.
Ground ball towards J.J. Hardy in the shift. He'll get Simeon. And one away. So we'll see how Tillman responds now. As the O's have given him a lead, can he have a quick and clean inning?
Which is so important right now. Orioles kind of snake bit in that category this season. Offense will give them a nice number and then turn around and give it right back. So important shutdown inning here.
Eric Sogard lined out to Urrutia his first at bat. And the Orioles again really shorten up in the outfield. That shot from behind home plate we just saw looked like Adam Jones was almost hitting second base. Look how shallow they are.
Yeah, and that's got to play with a hitter's head much like a shift does. You know, I think Sogard, or I know I would, if I saw the outfield playing that shallow, I'd be stepping in the bucket trying to hit it over their head for sure.
Well, that's why we used to call you Babe Bordick.
Yeah, that's why I struck out a lot too. I didn't hit enough home runs though.
Brett Laurie and Billy Butler on the bench. And a strike at the knees, 3-1. Tillman in search of his 9th win. He's 8-7, 4 wins here, 4 wins on the road. And a high fly ball to shallow left. Hardy's out. Urrutia calls him off. And Henry's got it for the out. And 2 men down. Well, get ready to show your orange literally from head to toe. On Friday, first 20,000 fans 15 and over as the Orioles take on the Twins. That game at 7:05 will receive a pair of Orioles high socks. So make a fashion statement and enjoy a great night of Orioles baseball in this pennant race. Tickets are going fast, so don't delay. Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. Adam's going to get a pair of those socks. Buck traditional. He has the stirrups. Bunt attempt out in front of the plate. Joseph fires and off the glove of Davis. And interference is called. And yes, home plate umpire said that he was out of the baseline. And he is called out. Brian Knight says he's called out. And Bob Melvin is out for an explanation.
And take a look at the play. The bunt just out in front of home plate. Caleb Joseph not only has to clear the runner, but the bat. Oh, yeah, hold all in the field there. The easy call. Chris Davis pointed out himself.
Melvin is not going to win this argument, so the Orioles do in fact retire Oakland 3-up, 3 down in the 5th. game as he was heading back out to the field defensively. He was angry at the call of Brian Knight. I'm not sure why he was so upset, because he clearly was out of the baseline. And then Bob Melvin came out to argue, blow off some steam, and he was ejected. And when Bob Melvin sees that video, Sam Fuld is clearly on the other side of the line. He's on the wrong side of the line, and there should be no argument. You have to be in the box 45 feet down the line, and Fuld was not.
Yeah, you do. I think there's just a lot of frustration building up in that Oakland Athletics dugout right now, and there's some frustration early about maybe some calls being made by the home plate umpire. So if there is an opportunity to maybe yell back, they took advantage of it there, but unfortunately they're going to have to watch the rest of the game from the clubhouse. And some changes will need to be made.
So Billy Burns, who did not start tonight, will now take over in center field for Sam Fuld.
Mike Aldretti, the bench coach, will act as the interim manager.
You can understand the frustration. I mean, the Athletics, unless they rally here, will have a winless road trip, which is never easy.
Yeah, it is tough.
Again, you got to pick your spots to argue, and Sam Fuld was clearly out of the baseline. I mean, it wasn't really even close.
The A's players are saying that it wasn't close the other way. It was on the grass the whole way.
And Brian Knight made the call right away. So 1-0 on Caleb Joseph. Ground ball towards the hole to his left. Sogard, diving stop. He gets up and throws out Caleb. Just took a base hit away from Caleb Joseph and one away. So, Mike, let's take a look at this play on Fuld going down the line.
Yeah, squares around the bunt. Actually, he runs out in front of the box. Now, he's a good 2 feet on the grass, and he starts working his way back towards the base, but never gets into that foul territory where the base runner is supposed to be. And a pretty easy call.
Here's Manny Machado. Minnesota has tied the Yankees in the third. Sano has a 2-run home run, and Manny has a base hit to right field.
Oh, another sound approach there. Staying inside the baseball, driving it to right field. Joseph just got one robbed by Sogard. Manny took a little bit further past Sogard to pick up the base hit.
58 pitches for Sonny Gray as he works here in the 5th inning. And here's Parra, who had a frustrating at-bat his last at-bat. 2 strike calls against him he thought were balls, and then he grounded out. Field to third. He went too far on the high fastball. Parra has grounded out twice, trying to extend his hitting streak to 4 in a row. He's got 3 consecutive multi-hit games going, and he's also homered in back-to-back games. This may prove to be some pickup by Dan Duquette.
Yeah, Parra, proven major league player. He's just gotten better and better in his career. Great defender, can play all the outfield positions. Incredible arm out there, and he is going to produce at the plate. He's having a monster year with the Padres before coming over, and I think we saw a glimpse of that damage in yesterday's ball game where he flipped out 5 hits.
Manny just got back.
Manny extending his lead a little bit. Sonny Gray, very tough to run on, very quick to the plate, especially if there's a base stealer on there. And of course, leading the way for the Orioles, stolen bases this season.
One and one on Parra. And he overthrows the fastball for ball 2. Parra had never faced Sonny Gray prior to tonight. Gray in his 3rd season. He was out of Smyrna, Tennessee, and pitched in college at Vanderbilt in Nashville. He arrived at Vanderbilt right after Ryan Flaherty left Vanderbilt. Flaherty was drafted by the Cubs as a junior, and then the following school year, Gray entered as a freshman. Inside.
Prior to that last pitch, Parra kind of warming up. And the bat loose and squares foot up right in the chin. Jones back. They both then apologize to each other, or Parra apologized to Vogt.
And certainly no intent there. 3-1 the count. And a foul ball rolling up the first base line. Minnesota has just taken a lead on the Yankees. Rosario with an RBI single, so it's 4-3 Minnesota, and the Twins are still batting in the 3rd inning. Let's see if Manny goes on 3-2 with 1 out in the inning.
That's a pretty good aggressive call there. Most managers might think against it because Sonny Gray has some swing and miss stuff. Parra, pretty good contact guy.
He doesn't run, and it's fouled off. The Yankees lost their starter, Brian Mitchell, in that game. He was hit in the face with a line drive and was forced out of the game. Parra about to see a 7th pitch in this at bat. 3-2 with 1 down to Machado at first. Manny's running, and it's hit towards the hole, and Semien with a diving stop to keep it in the infield, but that'll be a base hit for Parra. So by putting Manny in motion, Semien broke the cover, and Parra takes advantage of it.
And Semien really did what he's supposed to do. You cannot make this play if you overcommit covering second base. So you try to keep the shoulders square like he does. He's reading the hitter, and he's able to prevent Manny from getting over to 3rd base. Pretty nice play there by Semien. Nice piece of hitting by Parra. Good job getting to that baseball, keeping Manny Machado standing at 2nd base. He was thinking about 3rd as he was approaching the bag.
So the Orioles have 2 on with 1 out. And here's Adam with an RBI chance, only 1 down in the inning. Orioles looking for those precious add-on runs. Fastball too tight.
A lot of opportunities here. Either team. Athletics 0 for 1. Orioles 1 for 1. Very good all year with runners in scoring position.
Oh boy, did that ball move. Darted down and in, and Adam committed to it, and he swings through it.
92 miles an hour. You have no time to check your swing there with that quick arm action. That ball just explodes in on the hands of Adam Jones.
That looked like a screwball, wow, didn't it?
92, that thing just took off.
1-1 on Adam, 2 on and 1 out. Good cut there, and he fouled it back. Adam has grounded out to 3rd twice. He's got a 3-game hitting streak going. And in his last 6 games, he's hit 5 home runs and driven in 10. Chris Tillman has allowed a run on a solo home run, but nothing else. And he chased a pitch in the dirt, and he strikes out. A big out for Sonny Gray. As Adam was fooled by the pitch, he's down 2 outs.
Another nasty slider. Pretty impressive late action on this pitch. Look at how late it just, the bottom just drops out. Incredible tight rotation there on the slider. Go-to secondary pitch for Sonny Gray.
Chris Davis with an RBI chance. Chris reached on an error in the 4th last inning with 2 outs and nobody on. Error by Sogard, and that set the stage for a single for Scope and a home run for Clevenger. And foul off the foot, it looks like, of Stephen Vogt.
Staying aggressive early on Chris Davis. 93 with a little cut action. Just trying to pull the hands in tight. Let's get the bat head to that ball. It's going to go a long way, but fouls it right off the top of Vogt's foot. Not enough padding there. Protect those little bones in the feet.
0-1 the count. Shift is on against Chris Davis. Another one in the dirt. That one nearly hit Chris. And Vogt with a great play to grab that ball and save a wild pitch.
Was no idea how he came up with that baseball right across the shoe tops of Chris Davis. Davis somehow able to get out of the way right in between the feet. A nice backhand pick there by Vogt.
Let's see, Parras hit him in the face mask with his bat. And goes down and make great back stop. And that is foul.
Sonny Gray want to talk things over with Vogt. Come up with a good pitch here to get Davis. Working hard inside, trying to open up that outside corner. This whole series they've been staying away from Davis, and he has been making them pay. So Sonny Gray, he's comfortable coming in on both lefties and righties. He's been working Davis hard, trying to open up a hole.
1-2 on Davis. Big chance for the Orioles here. In the dirt. So Vogt called for it again. He blocked it again. Machado at second and Parra at first. Back-to-back singles. Two and two on Davis with 2 down. Inside, ball 3. So this will really give the Orioles an advantage with the runners moving on the full count with 2 men down. Machado from second and Parra from first. Fans getting behind Chris Davis here in the 5th inning. Runners go on 3-2, and it's inside, ball 4. Vogt thought he had strike 3. He was leaving and heading to the dugout.
Well, I think he might have messed that up. I think he came up a little too quick. Blocked Brian Knight's vision. It was the fastball cutting a little bit. He's a little high anyway, and he starts standing up. Kind of blocked his vision. I think just a pure ball anyway.
Yeah, it looked like it was on the chalk of the batter's box, which would be off the plate. So the Orioles here with the bases loaded now with 2 down, and here's Scope. Jonathan has 2 singles, 2 for 2. Bouncer to second base. There's Sogard, and he'll get Scope, and Gray gets out of it. So the O's strand the bases. We'll go to the 6th, 3-1 Orioles. Dawson, just 5 years old, from Las Vegas. She was born with Poland syndrome. It's a rare birth defect that causes underdevelopment of the pectoral muscle. And you see she has on the robo hand, throwing out the first pitch to Manny Machado, brother Zach, mother Young, and Greg Dawson is her dad, and he explains young Haley's condition.
Unfortunately, she was born with a palm and a hand, but no fingers. So the palm fits in the hand, and as her wrist moves up and down, the hand opens and closes, which allows her to grip certain things. Being young like this, it's really hard on her joints when she does stuff, so she's got to go through occupational therapy, which they've been gracious to provide for her. So it's been a long process, about a year and a half. So.
Well, inspired by RoboHand and Haley's condition, engineering students at UNLV, they created that Flexi Hand 2 for Haley, and they made the files available online for free to help out other children. Apparently 3 out of every 100,000 births are affected by that Poland syndrome. But what a nice gesture by the Orioles, inviting the family here, and plus it brings awareness to what this can do for children.
Absolutely. What a beautiful young little girl. She did a great job throwing out the first pitch, and I think this is just giving kids and even older kids opportunities to do things that they haven't been able to do. And you know, I think she is obviously very excited about that, and I think this is going to be something that's going to take off for many children around the world.
And meantime, hitting a home run the opposite way is Mark Canha, as he hits it just over the scoreboard in right field. So the Athletics are back within a run. Tillman has allowed 2 solo home runs.
A very strong kid, 9th home run of the season, showing his power the other way, just getting it up over the scoreboard. Tillman trying to work that fastball away, but just up in the zone a little too much. Allows Canha to get a good look at it. Stays short, backs it up, and just over the top of the scoreboard wall.
So Valencia with a solo home run, Canha with a solo home run. And it's a 3-2 game, so Gray got out of it. Orioles left the bases loaded in the 5th, could not add on a run, and now their lead is just a run. Here's Josh Reddick. Strike on the inside corner. Reddick reached his last at-bat on a catcher's interference, which is an error on Caleb Joseph. And he has also flied out. Orioles employ the shift against Reddick. Bunts third base side against that shift, but foul.
Reddick, really one of the true threats in this lineup to do some damage swinging the bat. And I know you want to really try to create something here, but a one-run game. Let it go.
There's a tapper out in front of the plate. That's a fair ball. Great job by Caleb, and he gets it to first base to get Reddick one away. He pounced on it before it had a chance to roll foul, and one away in the 6th. On Saturday, first 20,000 fans 15 and over will receive an orange and black Orioles trucker hat as the Birds battle the Twins at 7:05. You can add this fun, unique item to your Birdland wardrobe as the race for the postseason heats up here at Oriole Park. Tickets for the weekend are going fast, so don't miss out. Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. And here's Valencia, who is 1 out of 2 with a solo home run. That was a nice job of Caleb. He cleared the lane after picking that ball up and was able to get it to Davis easily and not allow Reddick to come between him and Davis.
Well, we've talked about Caleb Joseph and what he's had to do to make it to the big leagues and stay and be productive, and the most important thing was his defensive improvements. And not only is he better at calling games and throwing the baseball, but making those type of plays there.
Towards short, Hardy gets a big hop and throws out Valencia and 2 men down. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Orioles and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Haley's got good seats. She's in the first row. And there's her mom to the right, dad in the back. Zach was there too. There he is. Hi, Zach. How are you? With the camo Orioles shirt on. Stephen Vogt now, he's a home run threat. Takes upstairs. Vogt has lined out to Jones in center field and drawn a walk. Tillman has struck out 2. He has walked 2. Neither walk is hurt. And the 2 runs allowed on a couple of solo home runs.
72% fastball. Still some problems finding the command of that breaking ball. He's mixed in some changeups. Right now, that fastball command eluding him a little bit.
Skipper in his corner seat on the bench. 4-pitch walk. Second consecutive at bat. Vogt has come up and not taken the bat off his shoulder. He walked on 4 pitches in the 4th and now 4 pitches in the 6th. So the tying run is on. Go ahead run at the plate. And Billy Butler, who quickly bounced into a 6-4-3 double play in the 4th inning after Vogt drew the leadoff walk. And a bouncer towards third, but this one foul.
Nice changeup right there. 81 miles an hour. He's been working on that, trying to get the good differential in velocity. About 10 miles an hour. 9 or 10 miles an hour slower than his fastball. Changed his grip. Used to have a 2-seam changeup grip where it probably would just fade, or a hitter would see the different type of spin coming in. So it goes back to the 4-seam grip on the changeup. Make it look like his true 4-seam fastball. That's how you're going to get hitters out in front. It appears to be the fastball. You sell it the right way. They don't see any different swing or spin. And they get out in front. And they're going to pull it foul, hit it weakly, and swing through it.
Tillman ahead of Butler, no balls and 2 strikes. He doesn't chase. Fastball sails away, 1-2. Billy Butler's out of Jacksonville, Florida. He's 29 now. 8 years with Kansas City, first year with Oakland. And a foul back. Yankees took the lead right back from Minnesota. Brian McCann, a 2-run single in the bottom of the 3rd. So New York now leads Minnesota 5-4. And that game going back and forth. Right to Scope, hit hard. Jonathan Gloves, and throws out Butler. So a walk will be left. A's get a run. Our Mazda do-ups: Steve Clevenger, J.J. Hardy, and Henry Urrutia.
game, a 4-game series. Steve Clevenger gets a hold of one. It's a 3-run shot, and that came after a 2-out error. Sam Fold lays the bunt down. Full plate umpire Brian Knight throws him out of the game, arguing the call. Bob Melvin does too. In the 6th inning, Kana hits a solo shot. Get the Athletics 1 run closer. Geico 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com for a free rate quote.
Fans in center field enjoying their view of the game, of the patio up there. Clevenger takes ball 1. Clevenger with a 3-run home run in the 4th, the difference in the game so far. Breaking ball in there.
Kind of funny how, not really funny how Clevenger hit that 3-run home run. It pretty darn good, but Sonny Gray got ahead with 2 fastballs that Clevenger was late on. And I think Vogt's thinking, well, he's late on the fastball. Let's throw one inside. He'll never get to that. Clevenger just stayed short with the 2 strikes, and boom.
And Clevenger goes down on strikes.
So Gray keeps battling. Oh, nasty slider in under the hands. They're working away. Paints at 85 on the inside corner. Clevenger just underneath it.
That is strikeout number 5. J.J. Hardy 0 for 2. He reached on an error in the 4th inning. J.J. now 2 for his last 32. Those have won 3 in a row and 4 of 6, and they've gone 14-7 in their last 21 games. And off the 3 wins in this series to begin the homestand, they're now above 500 in August. They're at 8-6 in the month, and 4 above 500 for the year. And back this way, Bordy, look out.
That hit your glove.
It almost hit Mike. He's got a camera protecting him when he ducked. Ball and 2 strikes on Hardy, 1 out, none on. The Orioles knew this was going to be a tough matchup against Gray. That ball's blooped towards center field, and that is going to be in there for a base hit. Nice diving try by Billy Burns in center field. So J.J. gets a base hit. Didn't hit it particularly well, but it found a nice spot.
When J.J. gets this ball, Sonny Gray wants it away, leaks back in. J.J. hits it off the label, and while the ball's on the way, you know J.J. Hardy is praying for this ball to catch some outfield grass. When he saw Burns dive and come up empty, I'm sure a wave of relief came over his body, picking up the base hit, and now J.J. Hardy can start getting back on a roll.
Here's Urrutia with a runner on and 1 down. Fastball for a strike. With Steve Pearce on the disabled list and in Sarasota rehabbing his oblique, others are getting opportunities. Late on the swing, and he fouled it back, down 0-2 in the count. Showalter said today that Pearce is back doing the tosses. But they had to back him off because Steve was beginning to do regular baseball activities, and I guess it tightened up again, the oblique.
Just never know with those. They're so unpredictable. They last a little bit longer than others.
0-2 on Urrutia. High pop, shallow left. Arcana is waiting. Almost exactly where he had him played, 2 men down. So Urrutia is 0 for 3. Sonny Gray, 31 big league wins. He is 12-4 this year. Drew Pomeranz now getting loose, one of the 8 relievers in that bullpen for tonight. I think Sonny Gray is maybe the only player on this roster who's untouchable.
Well,
he is a
right
true
now.
ace.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Unless maybe somebody offers, a 5-for-1 with top 5 prospects. Caleb Joseph now with Hardy at first and 2 down. Strike at the knees. Caleb has flied out to deep right and grounded out. Caleb came into this game just on a tear in the month. He did catch yesterday and catching today, night game after a day game, which is fine. Matt Wieters may catch tomorrow if the hamstring allows.
Did some running today, right?
Yep.
Felt pretty good. Look at Matt Wieters.
Sonny Gray with Hardy at first, trying to get out of this. 2 men down now. Center field pretty deep. Burns on the run, and he makes a diving try, and he's not going to get it. It rolls all the way to the wall. Hardy rounding third. He's coming to the plate, and he will score. A big 2-out base hit for Caleb Joseph on an 0-2 pitch. So all 4 runs in this game, the 3-run home run and that RBI double coming on 0-2 pitches. And the O's with a 4-2 lead. That's a big add-on run.
Oh, it sure is. A big hit for J.J. Hardy, and Caleb Joseph continues to swing the bat well this month. He backspins this pitch, a mistake that stays in the middle of the plate. He leans on it. Burns beats him again. He's been diving all over the field, coming up empty one more time here. J.J. Hardy striding it out. That ball gets by the diving effort of Burns. Bobby Dickerson says, you better get on in there. Able to score easy for Caleb Joseph. Caleb Joseph picking up another RBI. Hey, have you heard that one stat about Caleb Joseph when he picks up an RBI? The Orioles are 37-5.
That's good, right?
That's real good.
That's Mike Bordick good.
Well, I've never been able to do that. But my.
Kurt Young out for a quick chat with Sonny Gray. Pomeranz continuing to heat up in the bullpen. And with Caleb at second, with his 43rd RBI in his pocket, he's in scoring position for Machado. High strike on the fastball. Rose 1 for 3 in the game today with runners in scoring position. Not as many opportunities as yesterday. And taken low in the dirt. 1-1 the count. It's amazing that a pitcher of Sonny Gray's caliber can make mistake pitches on 0-2. And it's the difference in the game.
Right.
All 4 runs driven in, 3 on the homer and that double on 0-2 pitches. That has plagued Orioles starters all year. Not necessarily hits that drive in runs, but hits in general.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, well, the pitch Clevenger hit out wasn't a terrible pitch. Clevenger just did a big job getting to it. That was a mistake slider there that stayed in the middle of the plate for Caleb Joseph.
And the 2-1 to Manny is bounce foul.
Caleb Joseph out at second base now with 2 outs and the 2 strikes on Manny Machado. He'll be going on the swing, so we can anticipate a little bit. Being out at second base, a nice idea of where the ball is in the strike zone, and can get a good look at Manny Machado as he loads and decides whether or not he's going to swing. And the 2-2 in the dirt, and he checked in time, wouldn't chase the slider.
Minnesota has tied the Yankees 5-5 in the fourth on an Aaron Hicks home run.
Man,
so they're going back and forth. The Orioles coming in today had given up 83 hits on 0-2 counts. That is third most in Major League Baseball. So it has certainly plagued the Orioles on the season, and it's hurt Sonny Gray here tonight.
Sonny Gray's been pitching all year long, but a little bit of a setback with the back spasms, and he's actually pitched better with extra rest, but this might have been a little bit longer than he expected. So if they truly knew how he's going to be responding, and it's not that he's throwing terribly, but yeah, a couple mistakes. Hot offense makes him pay.
Well, 9 days between starts, which they're not accustomed to doing. He has some kind of talent. So another 3-2 pitch to Manu, is about to see the 7th pitch in this at bat. That's been a popular number tonight. Ball 4 low. So Manu works a walk to extend the inning.
Good at bat by Machado.
And that'll do it for Sonny Gray, who will be lifted. Here comes the bench coach Mike Aldretti to make the pitching change. So the Orioles able to get to Sonny Gray for 4 runs. They have the lead. He will exit on the wrong side of a 4-2 game and 2 men on base. Caleb Joseph with a big RBI double, and Machado on at first in the 6th.
Now he's out of the ball game, only lasting 5 2/3. Only gave up the 1 earned run. Of course, a 3-run shot by Clevenger. There was an error by the second baseman. So Caleb Joseph picking up that earned run. And here is time for our AT&T call to the bullpen. AT&T, proud partner of the Baltimore Orioles. AT&T mobilizing your world with Drew Pomerantz into the ball game now. A fastball 66% of the time, and it's a good one. One of those invisibles over the top, riding it through the top of the zone. Breaking ball is the curve and a change that he very rarely uses. 3.77 earned run average. In 37 games, he has made 9 spot starts this year. 71 2/3 innings with 67 punchouts, holding opponents to a .218 batting average. But lefties, just 133. Fly ball pitcher, 55% of his outs in the air.
So the Orioles have achieved the #1 goal of the night. They have knocked Gray out of the game. And now we'll look for a 2-out base hit to get another run, leading 4-2. And here is Gerardo Parra. Infield hit his last at bat, extends his hitting streak to 4 in a row. So a hit in each game on this homestand. Swings through a fastball 0-1.
Cincinnati runners stranded at 67%, 14 to 21. Look to leave him out there right now. Hope that the offense can do a little something for the Athletics.
They're playing Parr to hit it the opposite way in the outfield. And again, he swings through it. All right, so let's see what Stephen Vogt does now. They had Clevenger swing through 2 fastballs in the 4th inning, came back with the 3rd. Gray missed his spot, and Clevenger hit it out.
And Pomerantz was throwing that fastball up above the belt the other night. The Orioles were having a hard time getting to it. I think he just has one of those fastballs you have to play up, has the extra spin through the zone, it rides to the top.
And a foul tip held by Stephen Vogt. There's a 3-pitch strikeout to end the inning. O's do get a run, but strand 2 through 6, 4-2 O's. Back here at Camden Yards, 4-2 lead for the O's as we go to the 7th. Hey, Bordy, you want a pretzel? Let's,
yeah.
Why don't you head down there and get us a nice house pretzel and salt on it?
Sounds good.
Here's Ike Davis against Tillman. Swings through a changeup 0-1. Davis, Simeon, and Sogard lower third of the Oakland lineup. 4 runs on 7 hits, 1 error on the O's on the Caleb Joseph catcher's interference. 2 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors for the Athletics. Ball in the dirt, 1-1. Brad Brock is getting loose behind Tillman just in case. Brad has been pitching very well. And a swing and a miss, 1-2.
Buck likes it when his starters can get this deep into a ball game. Pretty good back end of an Orioles bullpen there with Brock, O'Day, and Zach Britton.
And he struck him out. Chased a pitch outside. For Tillman, that is strikeout number 3. He's also walked 3.
2 strikes. Caleb wanting the fastball inside. And there's just so much movement. It rides to the top of the zone. Davis takes a chance. Another 2-seam fastball. That's how you get that kind of movement. Riding up and out of the zone. The
Oakland defense betraying Sonny Gray here tonight. 4 runs, but only 1 earned because of that error by Sogard in the 4th inning. That kept that inning going. Then the single and the 3-run home run. Of course, he had a chance to get out of it, made a mistake pitch, but the Orioles took advantage of that error. 2-0 on Simeon, who is 0 for 2. Bounce towards third and foul.
Well, good teams take advantage of the extra opportunities that opposing teams give them. That's really the goal in this game. Take advantage of the mistakes that are made. And the Orioles have been able to do that offensively.
And quite often in baseball, as you certainly know, Mike, with the long career you had, it's when you play teams. Fly ball left center field, not that deep. Jones calls off Urrutia. Urrutia says, no, I got it. And Adam says, okay, you can have it. So Adam letting Urrutia have it. And 2 men down. You can follow the Orioles wherever you are with MLB.com at bat. It is the #1 app for live baseball. At bat is up to the moment at any moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins. You get replay reviews, radio broadcasts, StatCast, and more. Get MLB.com at bat for your smartphone or your tablet. I think Parra enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Adam called, Urrutia called, and Adam said, okay, you can have it. And as we certainly know, if Adam gets to a ball, it's his ball. Center field, he was shallow. It's going to chase him back, but he'll get there. And Adam runs it down for the out. So Tillman has a 3-up, 3-down, 7. 7th inning stretch, our Honda do-ups, Mr. Jones, Mr. Davis, and Mr. Scope. Welcome in the Mets for a 2-game series, Interleague Baseball. Kevin Gausman on the mound against Jacob deGrom. Our coverage on Matson begins at 6:30 with those extra presented by Southwest, and then game coverage at 7 o'clock. We've got all the access you need right here on Matson. So the Mets come to town. They lead the series this year. They swept the 2-game series from the O's at Citi Field earlier this year. Mets are 6-6 in Interleague. O's are 8-7. And Bordy, those are 2 outstanding pitching matchups.
Yeah, sure are. I mean, deGrom, the Rookie of the Year last year in the National League, just 26 years old, and Kevin Gausman is starting to settle into his routine. He's 24, is phenomenal. Syndergaard recently called up this year, is having great success. And Baldo and Gausman have their hands full. Should be a great 2-game series.
Chris Tillman threw 7 strong innings. The Mets have a 4.5-game lead for first place in the NL East on the Nats. Both the Mets and Nats are off today. I would expect that the Mets are probably already here.
Yeah. Doing a little scouting.
Or out eating dinner.
Yep.
Well, Darren O'Day gets up. Brad Brock sits down as Tillman got through the 7th inning. Adam is 0 for 3, trying to extend that hitting streak to 4 straight. And he's down in the count 0-2.
Pomerantz hasn't really gone to that breaking ball too much in this series. Hasn't needed to. The live fastball he's been throwing at the top of the zone. Saw Scribner out in the Athletics bullpen warming up.
And he gets him on a breaking ball. Real good pitch by Drew Pomerantz. So he has faced 2 batters and struck out 2 batters.
Pretty big breaking ball right there. 3 in a row to Adam Jones, all at the bottom of the zone. The last one, the biggest finish. Nice bite. It's Adam Jones way out in front.
Pomerantz, a one-time top prospect, first-round pick of the Indians. And then traded in a big deal for Ubaldo Jimenez. And Ubaldo went from Colorado to Cleveland. And Davis swings through it 0-1. Here's the shift. Valencia, the only infielder on the other side. Sogard not quite as deep as most teams shift on Chris Davis.
I think that arm strength comes into play.
High fly ball to center field. Burns is back on it at the wall, and he makes a leaping grab. Billy Burns just took a home run away from Chris Davis. What a play by Burns. Chris hit it to the deepest part of the ballpark, and he comes up just short.
Tremendous hang time here. I think it went as high as it did far. Burns able to time it, get back to the wall. Nice play, great concentration, taking one away from Chris Davis. That play getting up there.
And Pomerantz likes it. So 2 outs, nobody on. Pitching change here at Camden Yards as Pomerantz leaves and Scribner comes on.
%2 of the time has a 4-seamer and a 2-seamer. Breaking ball has a curveball. Pretty good spinner. He can cut it as well. Looks like the slider, but pretty firm cutter and a change. 3.81 earned run average, 59 punch outs in 54 1/3 innings of work. Hold the lefties down to just a .216 batting average. He is a fly ball pitcher. 59% of his outs in the air. And that leads to home runs, 11 of them on the year for Scribner.
Chris Tillman talking with Caleb Joseph on the bench. His night is probably done. 101 pitches through 7. We'll see. Meantime, Chris Davis, that's what, the 4th time the player's gone up over the wall and robbed him of a home run.
You're right. Yeah, he went through a stretch where it seemed like everybody was taking him away. It was a monster fly ball out.
There's Jonathan Scope, who has a 2-hit game, 2 out of 3. His 14th multi-hit game on the year. First ball swinging, fouls it back. Schoop has one at bat against Scribner, and he's got a base hit. Minnesota, by the way, is back on top of the Yankees. Now 6-5 Twins in New York. Top of the fifth, Trevor Plouffe with a home run. One and one on Schoop with 2 outs and nobody on. Pomerantz faced 3 batters, retired all 3, and he stranded 2 on in the 6th. Good cut, but he swung through it 1 and 2.
Vogt wanted that fastball up there at the top of the strike zone. I think Schoop saw it pretty good, just swinging right through. Tough pitch to get to if you don't stay on top.
Chopper to short. Simeon gets a big bounce. And the throw to first to retire Schoop, and the Orioles go 3 up, 3 down in the 7th. We'll head to the 8th. The O's looking for a sweep, lead it 4-2.
Game, but he is right back where he was in July. Pretty strong performance, driving the fastball downhill. Good two-seam action right there. Two-seamer riding up and away to get Ike Davis. Chris Tillman settled in for 7 strong innings, just a couple earned runs. Breaking ball wasn't there, so why not move that fastball around the zone? 71% of the time throwing that heater, and the changeup came up big at times as well. 14% of the time. Tillman, nice bounce back start. Darren O'Day now out of the Orioles bullpen. Here's his pitch arsenal. That fastball from down under, 55%. Breaking ball sweeping across the zone 44% of the time. Another outstanding year for Darren O'Day. 5 wins, just a 1.19 earned run average. Couple saves, 58 punch outs, 11 walks on the year. Holding opponents down to just a 204 batting average. The righties just a 180. Average, 63% of his outs in the air.
Here's Billy Burns. He is 0 for 1 since taking over for Sam Fuld in center field. And Fuld was ejected. And it's in there for a strike. 3rd appearance for Darren in this series. He worked Friday night and then again Saturday night, a scoreless inning in each. And that sails inside, 1-1. Burns helping out defensively, taking a home run away from Chris Davis in the bottom of the 7th. Tried to time it, fouls it straight back, 1-2.
That is a nasty pitch, and Darren O'Day not only can control that slider, locate it both in and out, but he can control the amount of movement he gets on that. That one just went boring in on the hands of Burns.
O'Day has a stretch going now, 9 consecutive scoreless appearances, covering 9 2/3 innings. Fights it off to stay alive. He has given up 11 base hits in those 9 games. However, he also has struck out 11.
Well, we have seen Darren O'Day get out of some incredible jams. So he knows what to do out there. One of the headiest pitchers you're going to see in the game. Great feel for reading hitters. He obviously knows his strengths.
Burns stays alive. Burns is out of Marietta, Georgia. Reddick is out of Georgia.
Good speed. They'd love to keep him off the bases. The infield shortened up a little bit, respecting the speed.
Look out. And it's sailing into the camera. Well, the far end of the dugout there.
Well, definitely knew the scouting report on Darren O'Day. Looks that upshoot fastball, and Burns staying on top. Just a little bit late there. He's driving it into the A's dugout.
Well, Burns making O'Day work. Here comes the 7th pitch in this at bat. That looked like it had the plate.
Pretty good pitch there after a couple sliders inside. Try a backdoor piece there and just missing.
Outfield extremely shallow on Burns. And he fights it off to stay alive. So he's battling here.
And Burns knew that pitch was close. That last slider, Darren O'Day goes right back and attacks that spot. Same pitch, just about the same location. Burns feels like he's got to protect. He's falling out of the box. It's just enough of it to keep the at bat going.
And fly ball sending Jones back, but Adam will get there. So O'Day wins the battle, gets him on the 9th pitch, and 1 away in the Oakland 8th inning. As promised earlier in the game, we have selected the Data Strong fan photo of the game. Tweet your strongest fan photo to the hashtag #OsCouchCam, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. Baby there?
Yeah, got the baby watching the game.
Here's Marcana's had a good night. A single, a solo home run, 2 out of 3. Strike on the corner. These are the kind of players where your scouts pay dividends. He's a Rule 5 pick. And Oakland had to trade for him right after the Rule 5 draft. And not only is he getting a lot of playing time, he's playing pretty much every day.
Some versatility. He's played first base and left field in this series.
And the 1-1 is right there for a strike, 1 and 2.
Good look at Darren O'Day's slider. Starting it off at that front hip. He's breaking across the plate. Picking up the big second strike. A lot of weapons when Darren O'Day gets ahead.
Canna attended Cal Berkeley just as Marcus Semien attended Cal Berkeley. And he goes down on strikes. Can't catch up to the fastball there. So O'Day retires the first 2 in the 8th inning.
Well, he had a lot of options. He swept the slider off the plate. Goes with what he calls the Jenny Finch, the rising fastball, up and out of the top of the zone. Connor can't get to it. Big second out.
Here's Josh Reddick, who reached on a catcher's interference by Caleb Joseph in the 3rd. He is officially 0 for 3. Or excuse me, 0 for 2. The interference is not charged at bat. High fly ball to right. Parra waits. And he's got it. So a 3-up, 3-down inning for O'Day. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. Those look for some insurance, leading it 4-2. Athletics held to just 3 hits, 2 solo home runs. That accounts for their 2 runs. And here is Pat Venditti, who was the losing pitcher Saturday night. He came on in the 9th inning, retired the first 2, but then Chris Davis hit the walk-off home run. So the Athletics switch pitcher comes in here in the 8th inning.
Yeah, switch pitcher, both offerings from the side. Has the fastball, slider, and change. 155 earned run average in AAA. 40 2/3 innings of work. You said it, did give up that walk-off home run to Chris Davis. And here are his numbers this season. Been in 5 games, 0-1, a 1.42 earned run average. Be effective at times, not overpowering by any means, but that sidearm delivery can add some deception.
Well, he's facing Clevenger to lead off, so he'll pitch lefty. Then he'll flip the glove to the other hand. Pitch right-handed to Hardy, and then if you're Rudy at bats, he's due third. He'll switch the glove back over and pitch left-handed. Clevenger with a big blow tonight, a 3-run home run on an 0-2 pitch in the 4th inning. Fly ball to left field. Chases Canna back. That ball has some carry, but Canna, and he misjudged it, and it bounces into the stands. Another error by the Athletics.
Kind of moving around a little bit. This is a high fly ball. Clevenger, it carried a little bit more than anybody thought. It's on the first pitch, fastball. It's back spinning, but it turns Kana when he turns around. The lefty, it's moving away from him. And he can't make the adjustment, just off the end of the glove and up into the stands for a double. Clevenger, I don't know if he thought it might have been a home run. It was close.
Well, J.J. Hardy now with a chance for an RBI. Third error in the game for the Athletics. It is hard to win when you allow that many extra base runners simply by not making a play. '99 errors on the year now. Check swing. The Carapazza confirms. For Canna, this is his 49th game in left field this year, so it's not as if he hasn't had reps out there. He just simply misplayed that ball.
Yes, he did.
Outside for ball 3.
That ball just carried a little bit more than he anticipated and got him a little crossed up out there when he got to the warning track.
And a strike at the knees as JJ looks it over. JJ 1 out of 3 with a single and a run scored. He singled in the 6th inning. Just his 2nd hit in this series. And he fouls it back to stay alive. That was a real good pitch. Ran in on him.
Yeah, he gets a little bit of movement on his two-seam fastball. And driving in on the hands of J.J. Hardy.
Well, Hardy about to see a 7th pitch in this at bat. And a chopper towards the middle. Clevenger will move up. Simeon the first retires Hardy, but a productive at bat as Clevenger goes to 3rd.
You don't necessarily need the ball on the right side of the infield to advance a runner when he's on 2nd base. Base runner's got to read. The ball will chopper to his left, and off he goes.
Well, the infield will be drawn in. Oakland trying to cut this run off. They're down by 2 already. And they have Zach Britton looming for the 9th inning. Here's Urrutia. And a foul tip got a piece of Stephen Vogt. RBI chance for Henry, and Vogt's had a tough night back there.
Yes, he has.
There's Zach. He's getting ready for the 9th. It is a safe situation and would be even if Clevenger scores. Yeah, good cut at that one.
Yeah, a couple good swings. That first pitch slider, a nice healthy rip. And stayed back and squared up the fastball.
Henry's 28 years old, 3rd pro season. Fights that one off. That was a pretty good breaking ball.
He has the ability to sweep it across the plate and off the edge. Of course, we saw him try to do that to Chris Davis. Chris Davis went out and got it.
Bouncer to first. Ike Davis gloves and steps on the bag, and that freezes Clevenger at 3rd. So Urrutia puts it in play, but not in a spot to get the run in. Henry 0 for 4, and now 2 men down. Well, here's Caleb Joseph, who's had another productive night. And Betty flips the glove over to the other hand now. So he's facing his 4th batter, requesting time. Needs another baseball. Facing 2 batters right-handed, 2 batters left-handed. He should be out of the inning. Clevenger at 3rd with 2 men down. For Oakland in the 9th, against Zach Britton, Valencia, Vogt, and Butler are due up. One and one on Caleb.
Well, it certainly wouldn't hurt to plate this on the 3rd base. Caleb can come up with another 2-out knock.
Now, Caleb now has 12 RBIs in 11 games in August. High fly ball left down the line towards the corner. Canna is over, and he will run it down and make the catch. And crossing over in the foul territory. So an error, 1 left. Here we go. Zach will come on. The O's are 3 outs away from a 4-game sweep. at southwest.com, and by PNC Bank for the achiever in you. Warm night, but a lovely night at Camden Yards, and the Birds with a 4-2 lead. Steve Clevenger with hitting coach Scott Coolbaugh. Clevenger with a 3-run home run, and here is the closer, Zach Britton, on for the save.
And take a look at his pitch arsenal. Not much there. Just one of the most dominant fastballs you're going to see in the game today. 96, 97 miles an hour. Great late movement. 28 saves in Britton's 30 opportunities. 56 punch-outs, just 9 walks on the year. Putting opponents to a .215 batting average. Lefties just 104 off Britton. And you aren't going to see a higher ground ball rate. 79% of his outs on the ground.
Well, here's Valencia, who got the base hit the other night that gave Zach the blown save. First ball swinging, Manny to his left. And the throw across. He makes it look so easy. 1 away.
That was too easy there. A beautiful play, creating nice little depth though on the angle. Just takes his time, and I think when you have that kind of arm strength, you can kind of take your time a little bit. Jonathan Scope over there giving Manny a hard time.
You still can't get the fielding mechanics out of your system.
Well, you want to make every play up here, right?
Absolutely.
So there's only one way to do it, and that's try to get yourself in the best position. Manny's done a super job of that. Of course, incredible athletic ability over there. So not only can he be as fundamentally sound as anybody in the game, but he can make plays that nobody else can make. That athleticism.
All right, we'll see if Stephen Vogt's going to swing the bat this time. His last 2 plate appearances, he's drawn 4 pitch walks, both by Tillman in the 4th and 6th inning. Ball 3. It's right down the middle. It must have been low.
Look on the pitch track. Looks like that 3rd pitch caught the box.
4 pitch walk. Stephen Vogt's a smart player. Now he knows the tying run comes to the plate. So if he was up there to take a strike, which it looked like he may have been doing, it was the one borderline pitch, but that one was well outside. So let's see if Zach can induce another double play ground ball off the bat of Billy Butler, who grounded into a double play in the 4th. The 21st time this year he has grounded into double plays. That is now 2nd most in the American League. There's a strike.
Zach Britton, one of those closers, it's a tough decision. You want to take a first pitch strike off Zach Britton, or do you want to? I think that first one would be possibly the best one you're going to get, because when Zach Britton starts going to work, that ball's all over the place. Tough to square him up.
Bouncer to Hardy. JJ plays the hop to Scope. Back to first. Double play, and the ball game is over. And the Orioles complete the 4-game sweep of the Oakland Athletics. What a start to this 10-game homestand. And Steve Clevenger with the big blow, the 3-run home run in the bottom of the 4th off Sonny Gray to give the O's the lead. Our final score at Camden Yards as the O's complete the sweep. Baltimore 4 and Oakland 2.